Welcome to 1997. This is when I first started in art. It was a long time ago. I believe some of these are a mixture of Bryce and another application. These are the very kind of beginnings of where I started making surreal art and not realizing it's surreal art. That's one thing that I've realized. That looks kind of like another picture I've seen. I'm not sure if I actually referenced it. I could have, but that's Bryce 3D. You can see the textures and all the really crappiness that you do when you first start, right? This is a Homestown. Not sure what I was thinking at the time. I just thought it was probably some cool characters. I think in 1997 that rap and all that stuff was kind of a big thing. So even though it's just, I have no idea actually. This is a laser pointer. Laser pointers were big. It's against a backdrop. It looks great. Nice sunset. Nice relaxing view. I have no idea why I did it. I guess I couldn't have done anything else at the time. Stargate. Yeah, it's really cool, isn't it? Stargate quality. It looks pretty actually similar to what they had, but I think the scale's all off. But yeah, pretty big in Stargate back in the day. Another laser pointer. Nintendo 64. Looks great, coming out of the warp field of sorts. No idea. Could be something else, but yeah, I loved GoldenEye back in the day. Yeah. Bryce. This is Bryce 3D. Vegetation was pretty cool in Bryce. So you can set level and set the water level and kind of push rocks and things into place and do weight maps. Not sure if it was a weight map. I think it could have been. But yeah, you have programs now like that. South Park, pretty cool, right? Yeah. Look at the trees in the background. All the textures looks the same. Yeah, I think I just applied random textures to the words. Yeah, who knows what you're doing when you're young, right? So I think I was 14 at the time. But yeah. Another one is Bryce 3D. You can see the amazing astro field there and big rocket and glowy things. And, yeah, it's pretty funny. There's actually some reflection there, which is pretty good. You can only do that now in games, which back then doing all this stuff was actually pretty ahead of its time. Actually, rendering and stuff. I'm not sure how long these took to render. There's a street view. Looks like it's almost like a depth of field effect to it, but I don't think it's intentional. But it could be. Who knows? Maybe the Bryce had depth of field. Yeah. Half-Life. Look at that. Not sure what I did with the sky. It must be like electricity coming out of the big glowy bowl. Even though this wasn't in Half-Life, I have no idea why I just did that logo of Half-Life. So again, I was really young, so wood, some sort of wood carving. Did that in school, I think. Was wood carving in school, so I kind of thought I would make one in 3D. It's probably easy to do that than in real life, right? So that is everything from 1997. This is 1998, so 1 year later. These are 3D Studio Max. It was actually a pretty good program at the time. You had to, got to work with more polygons and use the edit mesh, really early days of edit mesh and all like that, and you had to turn the edges and set your smoothing groups and all that. Some guns there. I used to do a lot of guns for mods. I think these ones were the hands, similar hands to Counter-Strike. In the first person, I got inspired by that and I thought I'd make some. And I think I was working on mods at the time. You could see how no smoothing. You had to turn all the edges to get the most fullness out of each triangle and mesh. Another gun there. Yeah, man with nipples with the smoothing group. You can see how the smoothing group affects. You have to try and pick the right smoothing group and pick where you want your triangles to be your verts and things like that. where they break off and things like that. This is a gun. I think it was for a mod at the time. I think it's got my initial on it, N or whatever. This is probably I think my first sci-fi character. Yeah, it's really weird. He's got a grenades or whatever there on his thing. But yeah, it's kind of cool. It's kind of, look at that. It's got a backpack. I do a lot of backpacks even now. I guess you start somewhere, right? It almost looks like what I've done on similar designs even today. But yeah, it's where you start, right? This was inspired by Counter-Strike. It was a pretty good game at the time. It was guy with the bomb, I think. This is Bryce 3D, I think, actually. Yeah, I think got more improved. I think I stole all those textures from. It's inspired by Quake 3, right? So I stole all the textures from Quake 3 and put them into Bryce and rendered them. It looks actually kind of cool. Yeah, it's a ninja with a sword. Not sure what that was for. I think I just had fun with it. This was inspired by Team Fortress when Valve was working on Team Fortress. Yeah, so that's done for 1998. So this is 1999. Yeah, step it up a bit, right? Lasers, right? And a bit of lighting, shadows. I think some textures there as well. I think it's for a mod at the time. It's pretty fancy. They're able to pose things. Yeah, a guy with kind of like goggles. Another gun there. Got some cool lighting under there. Look at that. It's real fancy stuff. I think it's just 3D Studio Max scanline renders. So pretty basic with a spotlight. So more guns. Yeah, I've done my fair share of guns. I have no interest in really doing guns. I think they're kind of limiting what you can express artistically. But yeah, there's some. Yeah, and again another one. Not sure what that is for. Pose test. Another gun. Another gun. Another gun. Counter-Strike inspired guy. Yeah, that's T-pose for the other guy before. Look at that thing, right? T-pose for the two different variants. Yeah, here we go. A scene, you know, busting through that door. Look at that. Look, it's got a cat. It's got a cat little mouse hole thing. What the fuck was I thinking? Too many cartoons at the time. And I'm not sure where that poster's from because I have no idea what that is. Yeah, who knows, alright? So that one's done, 1999. So on to 2000. Here we go, more Counter-Strike stuff. Inspired Counter-Strike. I think I was pretty big into Counter-Strike. I should have just kept playing Counter-Strike and just, yeah, become competitive, but probably wouldn't have happened in Australia. We got such terrible internet. I could have been a bloody competitive sport online player. Couldn't do that now. Well, still can't do that now. Online. We have such terrible internet. Is my old bedroom. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Started doing textures and a bit more rendering. I would think this is all Lightwave actually. Lightwave 3D at the time. Bit of subdivision modeling there, and yeah. I think back to 3D Studio Max because I was doing a bit of both, getting into games and stuff like that. Guys, you know, I think this is probably inspired by M.A.N at the time. Yeah, look at that thing, foxy, right? Real foxy. I think that was for someone else. I didn't design that, so yeah, it was a bit odd. I probably wouldn't make something like that. Another pair of hands. Yeah, this was another one, another face. Just learning how to do faces and stuff like that, getting the most out of what you're able to achieve. And here we go, there's another old school one. So that is 2000. That's done. On to 2001. You can see me improving, doing more characters and things like that. Here's a family man. Yeah. Hot chick. There's lots of hot chicks. I think that was your thing that you did when you were younger. Just model chicks and kind of focus a little too much on that, you know, teenage angst and raging hormones or whatever. Yeah, another guy. I was doing a lot of characters, just learning how to get them to look the best. Just different variations of look at that thing. That's ridiculous, isn't it? But yeah. Another one. Oh, another guy. I did all types of things. Here's I think this is Lightwave 3D, more sci-fi stuff. Getting into more sci-fi. Some Eternals. Yeah, it's kind of pretty early on. Some more other types of designs. Some hair. First time doing hair. That is my first hair. It looks great, doesn't it? It's just a ball with pretty much fur attached to it. Here we go. Good. Look at that. Yeah, some good lighting there. Look at that one. That's even more. Some moody lighting. The guy's in pain. He's got no arms or legs. No wonder he's in pain. Yeah, alien bust. I'm not sure what I was doing there. You can see the early days of rendering. Lots of noise, things like that. That would probably take forever to render. But Lightwave was pretty good. It was a good application. People still use it now. So that's the robot hand. Big into the hands. Yeah, I think it was based on a concept I did in drawing. There's some texture applied. I think it was inspired by someone else a little bit, but I did my own version of it. Robot hands. It's Lightwave 3D. Another one. Who knows what that is? Yeah, who knows? Subwoofer. Right, that one's done. So on to 2002. Here we go. Yeah, getting a little stepping up that quality there. You can see he's got little glass, some glasses, earpiece, and a belt. Some can cost a little bit more cost in the poly count. I didn't even think games could handle this back in the day. At that year, they probably still couldn't handle that type of poly count at all. Yeah, you could see it's just really. These are rendered. These are probably. I think these ones are done in Lightwave 3D, or a bit of both. Here's an old drawing I did. Look at that thing. It's kind of cool. Being into sci-fi. Another one. Doing helmets way back then. There's another one. And another pair of hands. You can see how I kind of stepped up that quality. Games were getting better. You think you're more optimistic of what you can do. So that is 2002. So that was the start of 2002. Here's the mid 2002. You can see the quality and the exponential ramp up of my skill set was happening. Could do hair, and yeah, look at that thing. It's got all the eyebrows and all the little details and things like that. And yeah, there's a little shot from the bedroom. Yeah, who knows what I was doing there. You see how rendering and was improving. Yeah, there's another chick, completely naked. Looks like I got a fake Brazilian ass. It's terrible. Yeah, here we go. This is where got into more subdivision modeling and started doing this high quality stuff. Yeah, another variant of that. The sword, I thought it was pretty cool back in the day. It doesn't look too bad now. Some more game assets. Yeah, just learning to do that, because I think I started off as a character artist, so I had to do those things to get a job. And that one's based on my brother early on. I didn't do the head; it was probably too difficult to get the likeness. Another one. Yeah, lots of variations. Look at that thing. Who knows what I was thinking at the time? Yeah, look at that. Sci-fi. Right. Gun. Yeah, I was doing more guns, higher poly counts, you can achieve more. I think that was like my first kind of robot mech. A vest. Look at that thing. My first vest, right? Pretty basic. Same gun. Yeah, it's like a SWAT guy. Thought it looked pretty cool. Pretty well done. A tree. Don't know why I did a tree. So that is mid 2002. So here's the end of 2002. I was still doing similar stuff. You could see that's a low poly one version of the game asset version of the other one. That's I think it was inspired by also like Matrix style type stuff. It was a Gladiator. I think when the Gladiator film came out, I was kind of really into doing stuff like that. That one's based on that previous drawing that I did. You can see it's kind of cool. Big gun barrel. yeah, it was like a pump of sorts. And I was figuring out how to do realistic lighting and materials, and yeah, I think it was my first foray into doing all that. Look at that, another pair, just a pair of legs and a statue-like thing. Yeah, this is my first mech that I thought was pretty cool. I'm not sure, I didn't base that on anything actually, so this was for an old cartoon idea that I had. It's just meant to be plasticine. Reusing assets from before and just posing with weirdness. I don't know, no idea what I did there, but yeah, another SWAT guy. Early, I think that was for a mod. It was more sci-fi looking. Yeah, it's kind of cool. I had a gun. I just thought it was pretty good. I did that with animation. I have to show you soon with that. Yeah, the guy with the gun, shirtless, rendered under a bit better lighting. I think some post effects happening there. Yeah, who knows what that is. You could see like all the smoke coming out and bullets and stuff like that. It was a pretty interesting thing to do. That's another test. Yeah, it's kind of cool. I thought it was pretty fucking amazing when back in the day doing that. Here's some hair, which I think actually rendered pretty quickly, if I remember. I don't think it has many lighting effects on it, but yeah, I think I was really into doing hair and things like that. And I started doing a bit more with posing and just certain little things like that, little silly things. And as you can see, I think this one's really dark. But yeah, it's kind of doing poses and things like that. This is early 2003, so you can see improving a bit. I think this was inspired by Steven Stallberg, I think at the time. I'm not sure if I pronounced his name correctly. Just yeah, he used to do a lot of checks and stuff like that, in Maya and things like that, trying to figure out how to do skin. And yeah, I think I did that in with a gradient on the skin. It was a big deal trying to get skin. That was inspired by Doom, I think, Doom 3 at the time. Here we go. Yeah, look at that, pretty raunchy. Yeah. So I think that is, yeah, that's the end of that. I think, so we're moving on to the mid 2003. So this is where I'm finishing up. These are still all Lightwave, but yeah, this is where I'm just trying to improve, make a full character in trying to get it all textured with good topology and stuff like that. I think there's a lot of inspiration around Final Fantasy at the time. Yeah, you can see, yeah, just that, trying to do, yeah, this pretty cool bike design. I might actually redo that. Thought it was kind of cool. You can see how I did all the details there, and yeah, it looks kind of cool. This is learning scale for just human proportions. Yeah, and just the evolution of where I first started, the one on the right there, going to the left and improving that one design. I thought that was a good thing, just working on that. You see the topology, improving the topology. You had to tweak each little bit of topology back in the day. It was quite difficult. And doing eyes, had to do each eyelash and eyebrow hair by hand, so it was a pain in the ass. You can see there. Yeah, it's kind of cool. Thought really nailed that ear design. You really had to do a lot of work to do these designs. There's no like ZBrush to really to do them. I think there might have been, but it was really early. I didn't have access to it. You can see, yeah. This is all Lightwave. Had great modeling tools actually, Lightwave. Yeah, it was great to use. It was really easy. Kind of reminds me of XSI. And some teeth, learning how to do that. Just getting proportions, measuring proportions, figuring out ways to do proportions, little tricks. And this one was, yeah, this is all hand done. I think it was inspired by the guys that did Final Fantasy, because that's how they did their textures. They painted each pore, I think, which is pretty nuts. Look at that. I gave up after a while. There's too much to do. Look at that. Each pour, right? It's just nutty. Just a nutty thing to do. But yeah, dedication. Some more there. I think it's about finished now. But yeah, that's all the work early in my career. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing where I started. And yeah, if you guys want to see more, just subscribe and give a thumbs up. And yeah, I'll be posting some more some more videos like this. And yeah, I'll see you later, guys.